Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming. First of all, I think we're going to take a look at the poll results to see what everyone's favorite quarantine hobbies are. Let's see, there's a lot of reading, a lot of cooking and baking. My husband is a baker. He has been making his own yeast. So we've become a little bit of mad scientists over here because we have not been able to buy any. And also people who don't have time for hobbies, I feel you and thank you even more for being a part of our virtual campaign. Well, thank you so much everybody for coming. So we're going to be taking time today to go through some tips, actually look at the platform itself. So everyone kind of has an overview of how to use it, and then take some time to answer questions as well in case anybody has any that we could just help with right now. But before we do that, we have a whole bunch of different people on this call from all different connections to OneAmerica. So really briefly wanted to actually have everybody introduce themselves and then in 1 or 2 words explain your introduction or your connection to OneAmerica. So maybe you're a board member, a volunteer, a leader, staff. So I'll go first. I'm Jessica Nieves and I'm staff. And I'm going to hand it over to Magli.
Hi everyone. My name is Magli Smith and I am the communications manager with OneAmerica. Minal?
Hi, I'm Minal. I'm the secretary of the OneAmerica board, and thank you for hosting this meeting.
I'm Mary September, and I am a longtime volunteer. I do a lot of the citizenship clinics, volunteering as a form filler.
Hi, I'm Hina. I'm the Vice President of the OneAmerica Votes Board.
Hi everyone, Katie Jong. I use she, her pronouns. I'm our youth organizer on at OneAmerica.
Hi, I'm Peter Costantini. I'm a volunteer with OneAmerica. I've been doing citizenship days and OneAmerica Votes and a bunch of other things for quite a few years.
Chris Helm here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Chris.
Chris Helm here. I'm a current board member, former secretary and treasurer, and I have been involved with citizenship days as well as other activities for OneAmerica for, I guess, past 5 or 6 years.
Juan, do you want to introduce? Hi, Juan.
Hello, my name is Juan. I'm board member from OneAmerica. Also, I'm a leader in Vancouver, Washington. Also, I'm working at this moment.
Thank you. Welcome. Marina, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're having people just very briefly introduce who they are and their connection to OneAmerica.
Cool. Hi, sorry I'm late. My name is Mumina. I'm 19 or 20. I'm she, her pronouns. Got involved with OneAmerica last summer. Katie invited me to be on the youth council, and now I'm here. I'm really excited to be here.
Thank you for coming. Well, thank you so much, everyone, again for coming. We are so excited for this peer-to-peer campaign. We actually did some beta testing with staff around this last year and had no idea that COVID-19 was going to be happening. So we are really excited to be able to expand this type of fundraising even more this year. While we have a smaller group of people here today, we actually have over 50 people who will be a part of this campaign. So you're getting just a small taste of everyone who's going to be fundraising alongside you for our campaign. I know this has been a wild time for many people, so I just want to say from the bottom of all of our hearts, thank you so much. Pre-COVID-19, we actually had plans to do this with a goal of recruiting 13 people, and to see that over 50 people have signed up, like that's been pretty moving to our entire staff. And I can say for many of our staff, this has been a really challenging time, and it has meant so much to our team to see how each one of you have been rallying around our community. So thank you so much. As you guys have probably have seen in the emails already, our virtual peer-to-peer fundraising campaign is going to kick off on April 24th. There's a few people who are independently starting a little earlier because if they have a birthday or some special reason. But for most of us, we're kicking off on the 24th, and we're going to go through May 6th, which is GiveBIG Day. So before we go into tips, I actually want to take just a little bit of time to review the platform itself. And then we have like a quick poll real fast to kind of get a sense of where everybody is at. And it should, to get a sense of if you've already finished setting up your poll or your profile, if you are in the middle of setting up your profile but haven't quite finished, or if you have not started but will start and get it done by April 20th. Okay. Awesome. So most of us have not started yet. It looks like as the results are coming in. Okay, perfect. So that gives me kind of a sense of how much to show the platform and where to start. So we're going to go ahead and show those results real fast. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so it looks like there's been one person who's already finished. That's totally fine. Shout out to whoever that is. But like most of us, myself included, I have not finished setting mine up, and we have till the 24th to do so. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to just show that platform. So while I'm pulling it up, the platform that we use is QGive. And everyone should have received a link in the welcome email that went out to everybody that has a link to that homepage. Masley's actually also sharing that in the chat box for everybody right now. So this is what the landing page or the homepage for our giving campaign looks like. What you can see on this main page is our overall goal for our team is at least $10,000. So you can kind of see how us as a team is doing, which is kind of fun. You can also see different activity. You can see that Peter just registered, which is awesome. Katie just registered. And then also top supporters is there too. But probably most importantly, this is where you'll go to actually start the setup process for your page. So there is this sign up button here at the top. And if you've already created your page, this is where to log in. If you need to create your page, there's a button down here that says help raise money. It's pretty self-explanatory. You'll click the register as a fundraiser, and it will walk you through the steps of setting up your page. And then once you've created your page, to log in, you'll go to the top, you'll log right in, and this is the dashboard that will bring you to. So some key things to know is if you want to actually edit your page itself, up here is a button that says My Fundraising Tool. This is probably the main go-to button you'll want to use. Here is where you can share your events, and that will bring you to their to different email messages you can do. If you want to see your donations, that's here. If you want to edit your page, you'll go to this button here. So that's, and this is what your page will look like. To edit these different features, there's actually an icon for each section where you can click edit. So here's actually a final version that Roxana just recently created. You can see she's updated her picture. She set her own personal fundraising goal, and she entered her personal campaign here. So that's kind of the high-level view of the platform. Now we're going to walk through the tips. And as I walk through those tips, I'll also kind of look at the platform itself and show you pragmatically of where to edit these different features or access these different features too. Okay, so number one tip we always recommend is setting your own goal. No one's expected to raise a certain amount, but we have found that setting a goal, it's a way for your friends and family to really rally around you, and it's kind of exciting to see you like, oh, Manal, you're only $100 away from your campaign. I'm going to give you some money because that's so awesome. You're my friend. I care about you. So to edit your goals, this is one area that I wanted to make sure to show you guys. Because you wouldn't actually edit it here. There's a specific page on your dashboard. So when you first log in, it's going to bring you to this dashboard here. And you'll see your goal here. And right here where it says update my goal, that's where you can go in and set it at any amount that you want. So that's the first tip that we always say. The second tip is to tell your personal why. So why OneAmerica? There's so many nonprofits out there. Why does this organization matter to you? So when you actually look at, for example, Roxana's example, she does a really good job of this. She actually highlights in her story that she works at OneAmerica, that she is an immigrant herself, and she talks about why OneAmerica matters to her. Tip 3 would be leading the way and making a small gift. That is actually one thing we found with our beta test, and that's been recommended is if the person hosting makes even a small gift, even if $5, it kind of helps lead the way and build a momentum amongst friends and family. Reaching out by email and text. Okay, so this is where I'm going to actually go into the platform itself and show a little bit of how to do that. So when you are on, after you log in and you are in your main dashboard, so this section here, you will see here you can either share straight to your Facebook. You can also send via email through here too. And one thing that's really nice about this is that we've created a template so that if you want to go out and reach out to people via email, there is a template already here that you can tweak to make it sound like you. We do recommend taking a little bit of time of reaching out to people via email in addition to social media if you're using social media, just because we have found that doing that personal ask via email, sometimes people don't necessarily see what's happening on social media. I know I'm personally trying to limit my social media consumption right now. So when you get that personal email directly from a friend saying, hey, I'm doing this, I care about this, that can really make it seem more personal and make sure that people see what you're up to. One thing that is really cool about this feature that I will also make sure to highlight is that you can go and either manually enter email addresses, or you can actually import a file, whichever is easiest for you. But what's also really cool about this is that you can schedule it. So I know I'm going to be crafting some emails and queuing them up to send on the 24th when we start. I won't necessarily have time on the 24th because I'm going to be running OneAmerica's email campaign and supporting you all. So it's really nice to have that feature where you can kind of plan out based on when you have time to practice email. Another tool that we also recommend too is if you look at the very top here, there is the copy my URL page. That will give you the link to your page specifically. I know I have some people who actually the best way to reach out to them is via text. So I'll actually just be sending a little text message with that link to a few people too. So there's always that option to reach out to people too. One thing that we found, for those who are using social media, I know there's a few people in this group who will be using social media and will primarily just be using text and email. But for those who will be using Facebook, one thing that we found that really significantly had an impact when we did beta testing last year with our staff is actually tagging people in the comments. With Facebook's changes in algorithms, sometimes you can post something and even the friends that you connect with the most might not see what you're posting about. So here's an example of something that I did. I tagged a few friends that I know would be really interested in this, that really care about immigrant and refugee rights. And so I actually just made sure to tag them and said, hey, would you mind chipping in $5 or whatever amount makes sense for you and your friends. With that, this is always a recommendation. These are tips, but always feel free to do what you think is best for your network, and we always want to be sensitive that there's different culture views on how to ask people for money too. So you always take these as tips and recommendations, but ultimately it's your friends and your family, so you can decide what's best. One thing that we've also found that works really well is sharing the progress of your campaign. Even for those who've given to your campaign, it can be kind of exciting to see how you are doing. So here's an example of Magali promoting her fundraising campaign, but it's not an explicit ask. It's just highlighting of, hey, she's doing this campaign, and she's so grateful for those who have contributed. We also saw people posting that worked really well of, oh, I'm only $200 away or $10 away. This has been so great. Thank you. We've seen that work pretty well too. And kind of similar to tagging friends that you want to see your fundraising campaign, we also saw tagging people to say thank you also worked really well too. One, it just helps make people feel excited and be a part of the campaign and a part of reaching your goal. But also that can be, for people who are seeing what you're doing, it can kind of be inspiring for people who are kind of on the fence to see like, oh, Hina's like doing an awesome job and I see that she's really appreciative of everybody. I could give a gift too. That's something that we definitely will recommend too. And then our 8th and final tip is do sharing about the match. We actually have a $10,000 match for their virtual campaign, which is really exciting. So that means up to that $10,000, every dollar given to your campaign will be doubled. So I would definitely encourage everyone to make sure that your page notes that, your fundraising campaign, and to make sure to share that with your friends and family that whatever they do give, it will have double the impact, which is pretty exciting. And then here is, apologies for the funky layout, but some just averages of what we saw for our peer-to-peer campaign last year for staff, just to kind of give an idea. So we saw on average people spend 2 hours total. That's including setting up and promoting, reaching out by email. tagging an average of 20 people, sending out 10 fundraising emails in addition to that, and posting 5 times about their campaign. So just kind of to give a context of what we've seen on average work well. So this is actually where I'm going to stop talking and want to just answer any questions that people might have, and if there's any way I can offer support or field any questions. And I'm going to stop sharing so I can see the chat box. Okay.
Jessica, do you want the questions by chat?
Actually, we have a small group, so you can unmute yourself and jump in and ask a question. And then I'm going to look through this just to make sure I didn't miss any previously chatted questions too.
I have a question.
So
yeah, whether you have or we can access through OneAmerica pictures, photos of us at various OneAmerica activities that we could add to our personal page.
Yeah, Chris, if you want to message me about like photos of you specifically, Chris, or just like general OneAmerica photos?
No, me with, involved in, yeah.
Yeah, you can, let's connect separately, and we can see if we have any photos. I probably won't be able to do that for all 50 people, but we could definitely look in our photos for you, Chris, to see if we have any good ones.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I bet you we have a board picture from last year that we could use, from last year's gala where we all got together.
Yeah.
That's a really great idea, Tina. That's a great idea. I can send that out to all the board members participating. Okay, I saw how to tag dollar amount. Mary, do you mean how to change your goal or how to, can you clarify the question a little bit?
I know how to, I know on Facebook about tagging people, but I've never heard tagging. Didn't you say something about tagging dollar amounts?
Oh, sorry, let me re-explain that better. So I would tag people and then ask for a dollar amount in the comments. So, for example, I would post about the fundraising page, and then in the comment section below that post, I would tag a bunch of my friends and family and then say, hey, would you guys be willing to chip in $5? Every dollar will be doubled. Yeah. Okay. Great question. Any other questions? Okay. Well, that's it, everybody. Unless you have any other questions, I'll give you guys 14 minutes of your day back. Thank you again so much for coming and participating. We are so grateful for you. If you do have any questions or need any tech support, do feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help in that time.